Yo, what is good, my anime grateful? What is good, yo? Guys, so many shows are coming out, and there's a lot of shows that I've already talked about that have came out, and I was thinking of making a day just for those shows, and it might be Monday depending on what comes out. But I have two season 2 shows that I need to drop. But with that being said, this show with this special criminal investigation, the Special 7, I am already kind of liking it. I think the only reason why I really do like it too is it has a very bound by stray dogs vibe to it, with the overall just feel to the like grittiness, and not only the grittiness but the serious tone it has. At the same time, it kind of brings in a character that doesn't feel like he would be around at this time. Doesn't seem like he would be putting himself in these situations, but it also makes sense that he would, being so level-headed. And I'm talking about the black hair guy who pretty much walks us through the whole entire um, heist, or yeah, the diamond heist, through this whole thing, and his like open opinion, man. Like, he had so many different plans that he was trying to execute, and one by one was had like just one or two flaws amongst them, and it kept an interesting energy throughout the whole entire scene of having another character who's very gun-ho in the case of saving, and only saving, being our main character, and the overall kid who's saved at the beginning of the show by a detective that we don't get the name of, and we're kind of left to assume that he either has passed on, or maybe has gone missing or something along those lines. So it's interesting to know that he might be becoming that same detective without even knowing it, by just, being inspired and doing anything he can in his power. That might be the true reason why he has any remote resemblance to him, which would be pretty cool, to, see more feats or stuff that the detective who saved him in that situation had done. I don't really know who else I want on my team. And also, not only does he not know anything really about him, he does kind of say, in perspective, who was the person that made him, so willing to jump in the front of anybody who needs help, and take the bullet and stuff like that. So I'm left to believe that this incident, that happened, I think like over 7 years ago or 9 years ago, I think it's a good indicator as to why was he alive during it. Like, it looked like a complete huge explosion, so where was he when it happened? And does that also account for what we see later on in the episode, where we actually see him tank a bullet to the stomach, seemingly without a bulletproof vest on, and just kind of recover and get up from it and start, continuing on with the whole case and everything. So, I don't think, not only because he had worked with these guys, he was already kind of screwed, because he knows what they're about and what kind of people are working like behind closed doors to help the government settle these like crazy matters. Um, but I think also because of what happened on the field, with him taking a shot that a normal human that they stated would not be able to take, and then, bounce right back up to throw a punch so strong you knock out somebody, you know what I mean? So he's definitely got something in his blood, which is pretty cool. Another little tidbit for them to play on later on in the show, which I don't mind at all. I think that's a good little tease for the rest of the show, to give us like, this isn't, this isn't the biggest thing that you guys found out. Maybe even something crazier happens. I'm just looking forward to seeing what we get overall. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I will definitely be looking into tons and tons of anime and then starting to put them accordingly, like in spots accordingly. I don't really think anybody minds when I drop the video. I think you guys just want the reviews in general. So I'm gonna try to work on that. Excuse me. I'm gonna try working on getting all those to you in one cohesive like time period because we're dropping like 3, 4 videos a day. Not only is it kind of tiresome, but it's also a whole bunch of new stuff I need to remember, or not remember, but to learn. Then there's a whole bunch of old recurring shows that I gotta remember the old stuff for it. So it's more or less just becoming taxing to remember all this on the spot. But then again, it doesn't really hurt me to do something I enjoy. So overall, I definitely will be dropping something tomorrow, so make sure you are subscribed with the bell on so you get the notification if you're looking forward to the Monday chances of new anime and stuff. But there is one more person I wanted to talk about before I ended this, and it's the Samurai Girl. The Samurai Girl, I don't know what it is about samurai characters, but they just they just make everything better for me. Not only does she chop up bullets, she then dodges the bullets without chopping them and chops this mask in half without doing any damage, which also felt like a very hindering thing to these characters. This special seven who all of a sudden you have a sniper who can, hit probably the target who's holding the 50 cal the whole time much easier than hitting the barrel of the gun, or maybe it's the same difficulty, but it's one of those things where you could have taken these guys out one by one and been a lot safer because they wouldn't have been alive. But they handled the situation with no life being taken at all, which also should be more of a red flag, for anybody who's involved with the cases and supposedly needing to keep their mouths shut about what has occurred. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays a role if them doing this stuff really is caught by the government, like the eye of the people, or if this is just something that's swept under the rug and the normal police come in and get the credit while these uh, you know like we see at the beginning there's a whole different world of species like vampires and werewolves and little midgets no and little maybe I don't even know actually. Maybe she's like a elf or something. Maybe like she might just be a little girl. Like she might just be human. But she's just so tiny and ridiculously smart. It's interesting to see all of their quirks and how they work together to know they're probably all going to become absolutely disgusting once they incorporate everybody perfectly. So I look forward to this show. Like I always say in most of my videos of the new shows, if this show doesn't really like catch the attention of my anime people and we're not really talking about it and stuff like that, I usually will drop them and watch them myself. But it doesn't mean I'm like gonna never watch shows that I don't review and stuff like that. So if there are shows that come and go, that's the only reason why I'm probably either dropping them because I feel like there's other shows I can be hype with you guys about and talk to you about instead of just watching shows that only I'm really interested in and no one else is really talking about. And um, I'm still always down to do that. It's just whenever I put out a whole bunch of videos, I could be putting out ones for my anime people instead of only for myself, and that's the only thing I'm looking out for now is this as much as my channel as it is the people that follow and want more from me. So sorry that got all touchy. I will definitely get out of here now. I am your boy the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you tomorrow. So with that, peace.